a go bag can be really daunting. We had done a part 1 already where we go through the steps that how we decide to build a go bag and whatnot, and we share with y'all the things that we put in there when we building one. I mean, we're building one from the ground up. Now today I'm going to share with you a couple of things that I changed since then, and they have only been a few days, and everything that I have in here is because your guys' inputs, and some of it is like, let me change this to this because perhaps it will be better. And that's the thing, when you build something from the ground up, you building a good foundation. And I really do hope that you guys went and check out that video. If you haven't, go check it out. I'm gonna put it right here so you guys can see it. Nonetheless, let me share with y'all a couple of things that we did since then. And again, only been a few days, but in a few days, a couple of things have changed already. And that's what happens. That's what happens when you're building something, right? So let's go over and see what we changed. If you remember in the last video, I laid down things that I had a hand in order to put Mr. Laz go bag, or let's just say his pack that he's going to be carrying on him every time they will leave the house. This is his pack right here. I finally was able to get a patch. I try to put these patches in all my packs. I don't know, I just like having them. But nonetheless, I added a couple of more things, and some of the things in here need to be removed because I'll be adding some more. And some will be redundant. So first of all, let's remove the surveyor tape. Let's put it to the side. Let's put it over here. Let's remove this matches, put it over here. Let's see what else. Let's move these gloves. These gloves are going to be in his jacket, so we're not going to have it in the pack. One magazine is going to be in the rifle, and the other one is going to be in the pack, so we're going to leave that in there. And now let's move to the other side, so you guys see now the things that we're going to be adding up. Now, here we are. These are things that we need to add because we just didn't have it. And I'm going to explain the reason why. First of all, yes, he's going to have a buck knife on his belt, but he needs not a foldable knife, a full-tang knife, so he can practice his skinning skills and, you know, whatever else. This knife was mine previous. This knife is grinded in here, and is grinded for a specific reason, and that is to make fire. I put in here a Kodiak fire starter. I don't know if you guys can find this. If you do, I will say this: grab it. It is the best fire starter that you can find. The magnesium is soft. The ferrocerium rod is not that thick, but it provides a lot of sparks. It does have a temperature gauge and a compass in here. Very good. I removed the surveyor tape because I needed to add a new one. So let's put this over here. That way we don't lose track of things. Let's put it over here. Remove the matches because we're going to be replacing it with storm matches. For those of you who don't know, guys, I highly recommend this. These things do light. In any weather, they stay on regardless if they're wet or not. So highly recommend it. That's why I removed the other ones. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. There we go. It has a seal, and this is going to be watertight. So yeah, highly recommend these matches. If you can find them, put them away. I mean, trust me, they work. So we put that in there now, and we're going to move the fire starter right here. So now we have 1, 2, and 3 ways to make fire. I think we're golden in that area. We're going to be moving the knife later, but right now I don't want to deal with the knife, which is one hand. Now, one thing that he was missing was a pair of binoculars. Guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this one, but let me tell you something. This has been with me for years. And although I have what you people may call better brands, this one has never failed me. So I figured that Mr. Laz can have this in his pack, and these are waterproof, and, you know, train with it and whatnot. So let's put this over here. And oh yeah, one thing that I also missed was a saw. This one is the one that I had prior to replacing the silky saw that I have in here. This is the one that I used to use, so I'm gonna have now this. Very good saw, never failed me, so bam, good deal. We're gonna be adding a game bag, same deal as I have one in case he gets animals. And let's touch on this one. This is just to put his papers. Let's say a copy of his, I don't know, a copy of his passport, just in case, or a copy of a picture, his hunting education course. We can put it in here. Whatever papers we want wanted to get wet, it goes in here. Now, this right here, believe it or not, this is a recommendation from one of you. One of you left me a comment saying, Billy, you should consider his needs, and maybe a deck of cards or something that he would like. Now, I purchased this I don't know, 3 months ago. I have a second one. I bought two. They were $5 at Walmart, and it brings about 200 games, and they're really old games, Atari games. But he had played with it before, and he was like, yeah, I don't mind. So I decided to just put this, which it weighs absolutely nothing, less than a deck of cards, and it's rechargeable. And I decided to put it in here, as part of his stuff, in case that he gets bored. Now, with that, let me put it over here now. With that, I need to add a little bit more of charging power. So, believe it or not, this has been with me since 2015. Yes, that old. And guess what? Still holds the charge, still charges, still working. So, hey, why not use it, right? If we have it. A couple of things that I did in here that I didn't mention is I got the batteries. I took it out of the pack that I had it before, and I just vacuum sealed them, and I put 2 packs. This is just for communication purposes only. If you remember, the other radio was of a different color. It was not as orange as this one. It was this one. But what I did is I put one of the orange ones because they are more visible in case it falls or whatever. It can be seen better. Another thing is that I added another pack of napkins, and I vacuum sealed this one so they can be lighter. There are about 10 napkins in here, same amount of this. You see the difference? Just in case, you never know. I do not want to be dealing with a poopy situation in the wilderness. So I'm going to be putting all of this that you see here, all of this, in his pack. But for right now, I think everything that I need is right here. So those are the changes that we did to the bag, and the bag itself now is put together, and I have it right next to me. This is how my son's backpack is going to be looking, and it's a sling bag. I mean, shoulder bag, just one sling and whatnot, but this is how it looks. I know you guys cannot see it properly on camera, but I'll tell you what, it is not that big. It is fairly small, and the good thing is, because this is something that I am adamant, it's about weight. How much does that pack weight? It weighs 12 pounds to the dot. And that is perfect. That is perfect because you don't want to overwhelm, especially a child, with something that it weighs too much. Now, the third part of this video, well, you guys are going to have to wait a little bit. You're going to have to wait a little bit because the third part needs to be in the field. And right now, we're still in winter. So that bag will be tested during springtime, during summertime, during fall, hunting, ATV, and whatnot. And that's what I want. I want everybody to go and test the gear. If you don't test it, you don't know whether it works or not. Now, one thing that I want to mention is that that bag right there can either go on his shoulder or it can be strapped on his ATV. Nonetheless, go out, test your gear. If your child is not into camping and whatnot, make it fun for them. A go bag is nothing more, nothing less for you to have something with all the tools that you need. And although I am putting it together, well, ultimately will be up to him how things change and progress throughout the years, because I guarantee you this will last them years, and that is a good thing. Why? Because you want to spend your money once, and that is it. And that is, again, something that I mentioned in my previous video. When you build something from the ground up, the first thing you need to spend on is a good pack. With that being said, I hope this video helps. I hope this video gives you some ideas. Like everything is an evolving project. So we will bring you guys back to do a third video in regards to building a go bag. But that will be when we are there, all the way in the middle of nowhere, with the only company that we have are bears, moose, wolves, and all of that craziness that we all love. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I hope you have a great one. Like always, rock on, prep on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.